Kyle O'Reilly versus Jon Moxley. This was a no holds barred match. It went for 20 minutes, way too long in my eyes. And they did some crazy stuff, some back and forth. And I must say, at times, Kyle O'Reilly and Jon Moxley, they looked like they were just two drunks just trying to fight. I don't know what was going on. I'm not really crazy about Jon Moxley. I don't think he's a good wrestler. He's not a good worker. He's I'm just not a fan whatsoever. I feel like he has had some good promos, a couple, you know, maybe a couple of years ago. This thing with the Death Riders, I don't know what's going on with him, what he's been trying to say. It's just been a whole bunch of nonsense, and I'm still trying to figure out what is going on with the Death Riders because it just it just doesn't make any sense. And Kyle O'Reilly, I really like Kyle O'Reilly, but I will say in this match, it seemed like he was a little off too. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was just maybe me, but he just looked like he was off as well. But this match right here, of course, with Jon Moxley, there will be blood. Jon Moxley does that punching thing. Hey, I punch you, you hit me. I'm waiting for you to hit me. Like, no one's going to do that in real life. You're supposed to make this seem like it's real, even though we know, this is scripted and whatever. And you guys are all friends in the back. Well, most of you guys, some people don't get along. But yeah, just like, I hate that punching thing that he does. It's just like, it is so ridiculous to me. It's just stupid. And Jon Moxley, I'm actually surprised, And then also Jon Moxley. Speaking of Jon Moxley, why he grabbed a fork and he was stabbing Kyle O'Reilly, in the head, and then also in his, stomach. It was just like, what is going on? Then Kyle O'Reilly was stabbing him with the fork. I'm just like, what is this? And Jon Moxley is just such a garbage wrestler. It's just at this point, he does not, just from what I can see, and if you look at the ratings, he's not a draw. He's really not. I know he's one of their so-called, stars in AEW, but I can't remember, and even just seeing stuff online where people are like, oh my God, I can't wait to see that Jon Moxley match. Oh my God, I can't wait to see, Jon Moxley on the mic. It is just like, yeah, you don't get that from Jon Moxley. I don't know what it is. I don't know how he's so over in this company. I don't get it. Tony Khan really pushing him. But anyway, Kyle O'Reilly, he tapped out Jon Moxley. It was crazy. I was really surprised. I'm glad that Kyle O'Reilly won. And the thing about that, Jon Moxley, and I cannot remember what he did. I wish I could remember. Jon Moxley hit Kyle O'Reilly with something that was just so devastating, I believe. And you're thinking like, okay, that's the finish. Because I think he did something to his arm or something. I can't remember. He did something to Kyle O'Reilly, something that was just so impactful. And then a minute later, Kyle O'Reilly was able to make him tap out. I'm like, what? I'm like, where did this come from? It was just so drastic, It was just like suddenly, It's just like with the selling, in some, especially Jon Moxley matches, he doesn't know how to sell. There's no psychology. If you're going to do a devastating move, something that looked like it just should have knocked the guy out, and then the guy beats you within, the next few seconds, it's just like, what are we doing here? But anyway, I'm glad that Kyle O'Reilly, that he won. I hope that AEW does push Kyle O'Reilly. I know he's not the best on the mic, but I feel like had they pushed him and made his character mean something before, but I feel like maybe Kyle O'Reilly could have been maybe a top star by this time or at this time. Please take care and have a good one.